Have you ever felt like you're planting seeds in your life, but the only things that seem to grow are weeds? You try to cultivate goodness, you aim for peace, but instead, you reap turmoil and frustration. It's a discouraging cycle, one that can leave you feeling spiritually barren and wondering if a truly fruitful life is even possible. This struggle is real, and it's a battle fought not in the soil of a garden, but in the soil of our hearts. The Apostle Paul, in his letter to the Galatians, addresses this very struggle with profound clarity. He presents a beautiful contrast, a spiritual reality that can turn our barrenness into a flourishing orchard. It is a promise not of our own striving, but of a divine cultivation within us. He writes, "But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, longsuffering, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. Against such there is no law." Galatians 5:22-23. Notice that Paul refers to fruit in the singular, not fruits. This is a crucial distinction. It suggests that these 9 qualities are not a checklist of virtues we must strive to achieve one by one, but rather a unified whole, a beautiful cluster that grows naturally from a single source. They are the singular, multifaceted evidence of the Holy Spirit's presence and work in a believer's life. Think of it like an apple tree. You don't see the tree struggling to produce an apple, then straining to create a leaf, and then working hard to grow a branch. No, the fruit is the natural outflow of the life that is within the tree. In the same way, love, joy, peace, and all the other attributes are the natural result of the Spirit of God residing within us. This passage comes right after a sobering list Paul calls the works of the flesh. He describes a life ruled by our sinful nature, marked by things like hatred, jealousy, and selfish ambition. This is the spiritual weeds we often find choking out the life in our hearts. The contrast he draws is stark and intentional. It is a choice between 2 ways of living, one that leads to decay and one that leads to abundant life. The Galatian church was in a state of turmoil, tempted to turn from the freedom of Christ back to the bondage of trying to earn their salvation through works of the law. Paul is reminding them, and us, that the Christian life is not about following a set of rules in our own strength. It's about surrendering to the work of the Holy Spirit, allowing Him to produce His character in us. So, what does this fruit look like in our daily lives? Love, the leading virtue, is not a mere feeling but an unconditional, self-sacrificing choice to seek the best for others. Joy is not happiness based on circumstances, but a deep-seated gladness that comes from our relationship with God. Peace is not the absence of conflict, but an inner tranquility and wholeness that surpasses all understanding, even in the midst of storms. Long-suffering or patience is the ability to endure hardship and the failings of others without retaliation. Kindness is a tender, compassionate disposition that actively seeks to do good to others. Goodness is moral excellence and integrity in action, reflecting the very character of God. Faithfulness is not just belief, but a dependable, trustworthy character that honors commitments to God and people. Gentleness is a humble and meek spirit, a strength under control that is not easily provoked. And self-control is the mastery of our own desires and passions, bringing them into submission to the leading of the Spirit. The beautiful truth is that this fruit is not the product of our white-knuckled effort. It is the evidence of our surrender. It grows as we choose to walk in the Spirit, to stay connected to the life-giving vine that is Jesus Christ. The final phrase, "Against such there is no law," is a powerful declaration of freedom. When your life is characterized by the fruit of the Spirit, you are naturally living in harmony with God's will. The law is no longer a harsh taskmaster revealing your failures, because the Spirit is producing in you a character that transcends the law's demands. Perhaps you feel that your life is producing more thorns than fruit right now. Do not be discouraged. The call is not to try harder, but to yield more deeply. It is an invitation to allow the divine gardener to tend the soil of your heart, to uproot the weeds of the flesh, and to cultivate the beautiful, life-giving fruit of His Spirit within you.